Greetings, everyone. I'm Eric with Your Essential Practice. I would love to thank every single one of you for clicking on these videos and just an enormous sense of heartfelt gratitude for sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I know this is right at the beginning of the video, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for every one of you out there for clicking on this video. If you'd like a personal rune reading from me or any of the rune sets or jewelry or palm stones or like keychain styles that you see on the set, or want a custom order, please check out the shop at youressentialpractice.com. Link is down below, or you can message me through any of the socials. Link is down in the descriptions as well. We have a relatively calm week getting into this week. A lot of transitions from and with a lot of that Gemini Aries kind of energy from last week, and moving into kind of a more calm, more lull this week, and then it'll pick up pace again next week. So there's some good news, a little bit of silver lining there. No extra information for the astrology down in the description box for this week. So let's jump right on into your divinely guided rune reading.
Greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your divinely guided rune reading for the week. I've already cleansed the energetic space and shuffled the runes for your reading. At the end, stay tuned because we will get a message of clarity from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck. So let's jump right on in here and get your rune reading, underway here, Virgo. Let's go and get that. All right. In your energetic past, we have Wunjo. Wunjo is beautiful. It's that rune of joy, rune of celebration, plenty. That's that clan flag that's planted on top of the hill, and success, right? The victory, all of that sense of completion, all of that effort that you get to celebrate, or showing up for one another, and the camaraderie of celebrating that with your clan. It's beautiful energy to be in, like a familial kind of celebrative energy. A lot of spring celebrations, a lot of graduation celebrations happening this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere. So again, take what resonates here, Virgo, and leave what doesn't. We're going to get your next rune here now for your energetic present energy is an Uruz. Nice grounded energy. Yeah, it's a little bit slow to get started, and it takes a little bit to get going, but it's still grounded from beginning to end, and it gains that constant, steady momentum in like a downhill sort of momentum sort of way. This energy is calling you to be in a sense of more natural vitality and grounded aspects of your life here, Virgo. So not necessarily in the sense of travel, but this is like your diet. How are you grounding and centering yourself spiritually, mentally, physically? What are your auditory diet practices like? Visual diet, spiritual diet, all those sort of questions to ask yourself here, Virgo, so that you remain grounded and centered, and so that you can gain this healthy momentum and remaining pure and vigilant to your path and moving forward. So let's go into your near future energies here, Virgo. It's in Gibo. So Gibo is your rune of reciprocative energies. It's that balance of give and take. It's the rune that literally means gift. So giving with gratitude is a way I like to look at it. You get that out. It's not necessarily an outcome, but in your near future energy. So that might be an aspect that is just going to be on your mind, this balance of give and take, this balance of reciprocation. Just let that aspect kind of go. Try not to keep score, Virgo, because all what matters is you're going to be receiving what you get, what you put out. This could also be calling for you to adapt a new spiritual gift to increase your areas of study. You might be looking into maybe attending a professional area of study here in your near future. So keep your eyes and ears open for that opportunity, Virgo. All right, so let's see what the energy influences for the now, excuse me, it's an Aiwaz. So Aiwaz is the rune of endurance that's like calling you to be flexible but also tough. It's like the ash tree or the yew branch, YEW as far as that goes, is like the tree of life that the bows back in the day were fashioned out of. That very twisted but very dense, flexible wood was very durable and very tough, right? So when you're under that kind of an energetic influence right now to kind of be durable in weathering out with the arm, might be having a sort of a health concern here, Virgo, needing to kind of just weather out this storm, like just remain grounded. If this isn't a health concern, just staying grounded and weathering out this storm, not flexing too much or too little, but making sure that you are indeed remaining flexible for now, and that way you get to have a better guided action for now. So what's the advice for the now energy? The advice for the now energy is in Theresas. Okay, so Theresas is like Thor's hammer. That's like Mjolnir, right? That's the name of Thor's hammer, the lightning strike, quick swiftness of the thorough action. So Theresas is thorough action, like this hammer. Now the hammer, it can build, it can destroy, or it can protect. The choice is always up to you, Virgo. So with this endurance, I really think this is maybe a protection, maybe building on this relationship, building on these gifts. I don't really see a destroying here. You have a very beautiful, celebrative sort of energy that you're coming from, and you're wanting to carry that forward and kind of endure with that, but remain grounded at the same time. You see this opportunity, so go ahead and take it. You're called to just do so in investing into this spiritual gift. I think this is an opportunity that's coming to you in the form of maybe a divinely guided partnership. It could be career related, it could be spiritually related, and even possibly romantically related. I hesitate the most to say romantically related. If this is a spiritual gift, spiritual reconnection with divine source, spiritual reciprocation, like you're seeing some of that good karma come back to you, for instance, that's a beautiful way to look at it. Okay? What's your energetic outcome for this weekly rune reading for Virgo? Yeah. Algies is the elk rune. This is the rune of faith. This is still being very grounded. So you're still grounded from Uruz here, right? You're grounded from that celebration, that planting that clan flag, and you wanted to remain grounded. So there you stayed, and you got that momentum built up with that action moving forward, right? And here you get to remain grounded. So very great place for you to be, Virgo. You like to remain that sense of grounded and that durability, paying often dividends here for you. This is, I call it the rune of faith. This is like the antlers on the elk for the elk rune here, where that's your built-in divine protection. Also your divine connection. So this is great where you get to move forward in divinely guided ways. You get to move forward in healthy, faith-driven ways here in the near future. You're coming from that place of celebration in needing to endure something, right? Just making sure that the advice here is to remain grounded and keeping your faith. And remember that what you're willing to invest your energy in the future for that balance of that give and take energy as well. So that's a pretty darn good rune reading here for you, Virgo. Let's get a message of clarity for the Soul's Journey, from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck here for you. So these are messages straight from Source, straight from Divine, directly from Spirit, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. Divine, please show us clearly, what message of clarity do you have for Virgo today? That's a lot of cards. Let's go Please show us clearly, Divine, what message of clarity do you have for Virgo for this week, for today's Divinely Guided Rune reading for the weekly energies for Virgo. What does Virgo need to hear, Divine? Please show us clearly. 3 cards is not quite clear enough. Let's try that one more time, Divine. Please show us clearly what message of clarity do you have for us today for today's Divinely Guided Rune reading for Virgo. That's like 5 cards. Can we have 1 or 2 cards, please, Divine? 1 or 2 cards. A lot of different Virgos need to hear different messages, is what I'm getting here. That's fine. We're going to keep... Yep, okay. We got the one here. Yeah. Surrender. Okay. I can release my need to control, is what the card says. Yeah. You don't have to control the outcome to every single situation, Virgo. Even though you know you would love to. But yeah, just surrendering to divine will has been probably a big leap for you, and a leap of faith that you're going to get to take. This surrender, I think, is connected with this faith here. So let's read about what this card has to say. If I could spell, I could look up the card quicker. Just kidding. Surrender. Again, this card says, I can release my need to control. You need to understand that the distinction between power and control, Virgo. You have the power of internal control, but very little external control over people or situations. The majority of your external control is through the power of influence. You can lead by example. That's the best way. Every soul has its own unique path, and it's not your job to dictate it. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul, too, has a path, and you possess the power to control it. But you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another. Remember that this is a process, and from time to time your ego will rise up and demand that things be the way they, quote-unquote, should be. Envision a hot air balloon being loaded up with all the things that you need to control, and let them ride away in that balloon. You'll be surprised and find that when you release the energy of the control and accept the energy of surrender, doors will open that you never expected, because now you have given the universe space in which to materialize what is needed for your highest soul growth. Yeah, your space for this. Namaste, Virgo. Have a blessed and abundant week.